Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Will.
And you're watching Anderson Jazz Jams.
Episode number 4.
This channel is supported by our generous Patreons that give as little as $1 a month. The link is below.
This week we're going to play a song composed by Richard Rodgers.
This is called My Favorite Things. This week on Technique Tips, we're going to continue to talk about the whole tone scale.
Whole tone scale is 6 notes and it's based on whole steps. Now you can play that whole tone scale in thirds. Playing in thirds is skipping one note, then going back down to the note you skipped, and then going up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. And you can play the other whole tone scale as well.
This week on Improve Your Improv, we're going to be talking about learning your bebop scale.
The bebop scale is very simple if you know your major scales already, because it's just a major scale, but then we add one more note.
The note added is going to be the flat 7th degree. The 2-5-1 will tie in very well with this. So if you see a dominant 7th chord, say a G, you're going to want to play your G bebop scale. Now this will work on the D minor 7, the G7, or the C major 7. For things you don't learn in music school,
we're going to talk about announcing when you give a performance. The 2 most important things that the audience needs to know is the name of the song and the composer. You'd be surprised how many shows that we go to and they either don't talk to the audience at all, or they announce a song and they don't know who it was written by. This just comes off the audience that you haven't done your homework. And this is really important not only for your own benefit, but also for the audience's benefit, because then they'll go home remembering a little bit about what they learned and they'll have a continuing interest in jazz.
This week on Jazz Hangouts, we're going to talk about the Nashville Jazz Workshop, which of course is located in Nashville, Tennessee. My brother and I are going to be performing there later this spring. We've been there 3 times before. It's a fabulous place for jazz education, and they have a jazz club which we're going to be performing in. They've got dozens of music lessons, just one of these rare places around the country that really promotes jazz both in education and performance.
We also have a video that we recently uploaded. It's a live performance of our Nashville Jazz Workshop gig last year, so check that out.
Now we're going to go on over to Patreon and we're going to record our Patreon Plus video. And for anyone who donates as little as $1 a month, you can see all those behind the scenes videos. We're going to be just talking more about learning jazz and what goes into being a jazz musician. So we'll be back in a second. All right, we're back from the Patreon Plus videos. This week on Gearhead Reviews, we're going to be talking about these Rico neck straps that I use. Both my brother and I use these. These are great. What I like about these is they come both with metal hooks and plastic hooks. There's a bit of a belief in the saxophone community that metal hooks help your horn resonate better. So if you're one of those people, you can get a metal hook. I have a plastic hook. This works for me. And they've got this nice Rico logo here. This neck strap is not very supportive, but it's very light and easy to use. So for me, I'm playing tenor. I'm just looking for something that doesn't really get in the way and is very strong. If you play baritone saxophone, you might want a harness or something a little bit more padded.
Now we're going to give you our lick of the week. And this particular lick is based on the whole tone scale, and it kind of combines the whole tone scale with the chromatic scale. And you can play it up too. I first got introduced to this lick by the pianist Bud Powell, who is one of the pioneers of bebop music, and he used this all over the place. There's only really 2 keys that this lick can be played in, so I could play the same thing down a half step. I encourage you to play it the entire range of the instrument.
This week on Cats You Should Know, we're going to talk about a wonderful vocalist named Cecile McLaurin-Salvant. And she is just extraordinary. She's performing all around the world. My brother and I have had the pleasure of performing with her at Bard College and Jazz at Lincoln Center. She's won 2 Grammy Awards, and she's just an incredible blend of so many different influences, including Billie Holiday and Sarah Vaughan. And I really urge you to check her out if you can. She's performing all around the world with her trio with Aaron Deal on the piano. Check her schedule out because she could be coming to a festival or venue near you. We're going to put all of our Patreon supporters listed on the screen. We couldn't do this channel without them, and we really appreciate their support. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and perhaps write a comment below. We'd also love to hear from you what you'd like us to cover in these videos. You can also send us a video in landscape mode. Maybe you're a student and you want to play us a little bit and have us critique you.
Thanks, and we'll see you next week for Anderson Jazz Jams.